So you've seen our record store videos, you've seen our flea market videos, you've seen all our videos, but very rarely do we do just pickups, right? What we got in the mail, things we didn't necessarily film. So come along with us, maybe you'll see something you like, have to pick up for yourself. So we haven't done one of these since March or April of this year. So this is more so the highlights of what's come in the mail and maybe what we've picked up on a second or third visit to a record store. So I've been super obsessed with Noble Records.
Hey guys, Dylan from Noble Records coming at you with another video.
And the exclusives they do with Garrison and Riding Easy Records. It's a myriad of like psych rock and acid folk and all this crazy stuff. It really is kind of the cornerstone of me discovering new music. I've picked up everything they've released this year. Best ones in my opinion are the ones that kind of take me out of my comfort zone. So number one is Pete Fine on A Day of Crystalline Thought. This is spaced out psych prog acid folk with a cool conceptual soundtrack vibe. The other one was only available in a private press, Magic Ship.
I love the Obi strips with like the explanation of what it sounds like.
Yeah.
That's like perfect.
So Magic Ship, mixed fuzz out hard rock with tinges of psychedelia. Magic Ship's only album from 1970 is a classic from the US private press psych scene. So what does private press means? Usually just like a pressing for friends and family. Limited, really, really low numbers, like 100. I've seen 50. It's wild. But yes, everything that Noble Records has done, we've picked up because it's definitely introducing us to new music and getting us out of our comfort zone.
Be curious, not judgmental.
A new addition to mine that I got from you.
This guy.
That guy. Janet number ones. Not all. She had a million number ones, I bet, but it's good number ones. What have you done for me lately? Nasty, Escapade, Together Again, doesn't really matter. Bangers.
So I've been thinning out my collection, mostly using Whatnot to do so. And when I'm going through, maybe there's something that doesn't belong in my collection, but it belongs in Stacy's. So I slide that right into the shelf. Sometimes she notices, sometimes she doesn't. This is definitely one of those. I think I picked it up at Target for like $8 a few years ago. And it's got some good songs, just doesn't have a place in my collection anymore.
You been looking at my Janet?
No way.
So there was a recent restock of this 10-inch, and I needed it to complete my discography for this band because I don't think they have a bad release. And personally, I think this is the best music they've released to date. It is Everything Is Quiet Now and Deep in the Willow from Knocked Loose. Their heaviest and most coherent piece of work. It's only 2 tracks. I wasn't gonna pay aftermarket prices. I think it was Pure Noise that put this out and they did a restock recently, so I picked it up. If you haven't checked out Deep in the Willow and Everything Is Quiet Now and are into heavy music, this is definitely something you should, queue up iTunes or whatever you listen to.
I guess I'm going along with the theme of, number ones. This one is the Cranberry Dreams, the collection.
First of all, great band.
Yeah,
one of my
obviously,
favorites.
R.I.P. I think any kind of number ones album is, I think it's my second one that I have too.
I mean, Lingers, Zombie.
Yeah.
I actually ended up getting this on a Whatnot auction for you. We've been kind of heavy in the Whatnot. At a really good price. I think I got this used for like $10. And I know you love the Cranberries, so it was another gift. I'm just in the giving mood.
I love it. It is the season.
All right, so I'm about to get on a pop punk hype train right now.
Are ya?
There's a recent repress of this, and it's only the second pressing of this. Fireworks. All I have to offer is my own confusion. So we got story time.
Story time.
I have a degree in photojournalism, and somebody who looks like me obviously shot a lot of live shows, right? Like, in the front. The first one where like I had my own photo pass and I was, got to go, do the thing and I was official was in 2009. It was New Found Glory, Fireworks. I think Bayside also opened that show. They were touring off Not Without a Fight. I had never heard of Fireworks at that time. And I was just kind of getting my settings correct and shooting the first couple of bands. And Fireworks came out, opened up. I was immediately hooked. So as I'm shooting, I notice that their bass player is also missing a portion of one of his hands, like myself. And that's what sold me. I was like, hell yeah. Because I played bass for a little while. Everyone thought it was weird that I had one hand and played bass. But I felt like justified, if you will. This is my favorite release. I think their second album, Gospel, is phenomenal as well. But just something about this record and how I was introduced to the band,
Cool.
amazing.
Yeah, I like
If you're into pop punk, by all means, check out Fireworks. Their first 2 albums are flawless.
You had a little story time. That was good.
My God, you haven't spent any money on records. I've been giving you all of them.
No, I spent money on that one. All right.
We'll get there.
My next one, my story time. Growing up, my brother had this album, and I would just sit there while he listened to it, and I'll obviously listen to it myself, and stare at the album artwork just because I was fascinated with it. I thought it was the funniest, greatest album artwork in the world at the time. Mesmerizing to me for some reason. Green Day, Dookie.
Where did you get this record?
I got it from you, babe. I always wanted this one though.
Yeah, and that's
You know.
this is a 2012 pressing. Let's talk about how she got this record in her collection from me. I have a buddy who shares the same name as me. His name is Matt. Great dude. Been collecting vinyl for a little bit over a year now. Really wanted the Green Day box set, the color box set. He ordered it, and something happened to where he got 2 but only paid for 1. So he ended up gifting me the colored box set of Dookie. Obviously, I don't need multiple copies of the same record. And then I thought it was a travesty that Stacy did not own it.
I agree.
Slid into her DMs or her little cubbies, her record shelves. I don't even know what I'm saying. And let her have that. Do you hear that? That is the sound of every New Found Glory fan flipping out because this finally got a repress. This is New Found Glory's Catalyst. First time on vinyl. As a New Found Glory fan, we've wanted this record for years. It seemingly came out of absolutely nowhere.
Right.
With like 100 different variants, of course, which all sold out, and I almost missed it because I had, for the first time ever, I was actually focused on my day-to-day job. It's a weird thing. But I ended up getting a really cool variant. It's like the swamp green. I have one issue. Why? It is not a gatefold, and it's a 2 LP. It's where you f***ed up. So this actually completes my New Found Glory discography, full lengths, EPs, everything. It's nice to fill that section that had a void for so long with one of your favorite records by a band. Do not get me wrong. If I had never heard New Found Glory and someone introduced me to New Found Glory in 2023 as an almost 37-year-old man, I'd be like, probably not for me. So I get if y'all are like, this band sucks. They don't suck. But they, they're not for everybody. But I grew up with this band. They grew with me.
So who remembers these great commercials for Now That's What I Call Music?
Your screener said check or money order for the amount shown plus shipping and handling.
I think anybody our age absolutely remembers those.
This one I picked up, found it on Whatnot, got it for like super cheap and couldn't believe it because it had such good bangers on it. That's What I Call Music, the 25th anniversary, Volume 1. I'm excited that there's probably more volumes, obviously.
The best ones of the best ones.
Yeah, it's really good. I'm glad I found this at such a good price. I think it was like less than $10.
I think,
for
yeah.
that.
Sealed too
Yeah.
on Whatnot, so.
Great deal. Thanks, dude. This one, you surprised me with, because it's great. It's my favorite thing when I was in 5th grade, Hanson, Middle of Nowhere.
That's a great pop album, and Hanson
yeah.
continued to make great pop albums to this day.
Oh, yeah.
I will die on that hill.
That like orange color and like the way they look kind of like brings me back instantly to, 5th grade. So
Did you have a crush on either of them?
yeah, I always thought the middle one was the cutest and the oldest one was the ugliest one.
What?
They're still doing.
That's harsh.
Sorry.
Ugliest.
There was always an ugly one in the boy bands.
It's true, but they weren't a boy band. They were a band of boys. Newfound Glory, Sticks and Stones. One of my favorite records. This one kind of dropped out of nowhere with a couple of bonus tracks. I am not a variant collector, but I am a pressing collector. Does this guy need every pressing of Newfound Glory's Sticks and Stones? Might be unnecessary. I still don't know how it sounds. I haven't spun it yet. I will say right now the best sounding one is the Triple B pressing that came out, earlier this year or last year.
Right.
But yeah, now I own every pressing of Sticks and Stones from Newfound Glory because I have a problem.
Yeah, well, don't we all? My girls with Boy Genius came up with a little EP. It's called The Rest.
It's frankly just stuff that got cut.
Yeah,
from
stuff
their
that
last
got
album.
cut, but it's holy cow, so good.
Is it?
Yes, it's wonderful. And I remember I did not listen to it until it came in the mail, but I waited, I got it, it was late, but that's okay. Comes with a bunch of cool inserts and stuff.
I'm gonna say this right now. I don't think it's as strong as their full length.
Well, of course it's not, but it still has like at least one or two songs that I feel like are strong enough for the album.
So that's pretty much it for the highlights over the last few months of stuff we've picked up. What are your favorites in our collection? What have you picked up recently? Leave it in the comments below. My name is Matt.
Stacy.
Take it easy. Have a good night.
Bye.